So, I've been dealing with some depression again. Um, Something that I've been dealing with consistently throughout the duration of this trip, although it was never quite this bad. Like, I woke up today and I was thinking about doing heroin, and I couldn't do heroin. And then I was like, well, I'm not gonna let this get me down. I'm gonna distract myself and do positive things. I recorded a video with No, and then we did a live stream together. And I felt really enthralled with what we were doing. And then nearing the end of the stream, I just felt myself looking off into the distance and feeling really quite agonized. And I started thinking to myself, like, is this all it ever is? Is it all just fleeting moments of pleasure where, you know, you feel really nice when you're doing some activity, or when something pleasurable is occurring, then it just inevitably ends, and you're back to wanting to kill yourself again? Like, if that's how you're always going to feel, what's the point of doing anything? What's the point of trying to feel any kind of way? And then I thought again about how I felt when I was using drugs, and it was like everything in the world for the first time ever in my life was just okay. I just felt okay. And I had never felt okay with anything in my life before that point. Fuck! Well, whatever. I never felt okay with anything in my life before that point. Like, I had a tendency to feel just so incredibly exhausted by the memories of when I was sexually assaulted, or, abuse I experienced as a child. And even without those flashbacks, I was just miserable. Just so completely and utterly miserable that, like, I didn't really understand what contentness with the world felt like, or was, or consisted of. And then, like, I would look at my life and what I was doing with my life, and then I'd think, well, fuck, I just have no prospects whatsoever. Like, my parents always told me that that how do you do that? Just how do you do that? Like, he was right there. My parents always told me that there was something wrong with me, and that I only cause unlimited strife and pain everywhere I go. I hated myself growing up because I felt like what they said was true. And then, as time went on, I started hating myself less, but it didn't really change how I felt. Like, it didn't really change the fact that I was continuing to feel miserable. Well, there's only one guy left. Oh, now it's me and that one guy. He's up there. Maybe not. No, you're not. Fuck! Oh, well, it was close. Um. But, you know, fuck, it's so hard to find words. I started feeling better about myself, but I didn't feel better in my totality. And I had to wonder, like, are we just going from moment to moment forever, like fleeting pleasure to fleeting pleasure? Like, is that all this is? Is that all this will ever be? Like, I don't want that to be the case, but it feels like it's kind of an inevitability. Fuck! Now, well. We're just getting absolutely raped this round, aren't we? And you know, somehow, I seem to be the only one who gets at least some kills. I don't know what's going on with this team. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I feel like something's just wrong with me. Like, I remember, you know, when I stopped doing drugs for like a year, and I, you know, was having all that boyfriend drama. It was like the dumbest arc in my whole channel, right? Well, it wasn't really in my channel because I wasn't really doing videos. It was just in my life. It was one of the dumbest arcs in my whole life. I had all that boyfriend drama. I feel like I just would make myself constantly be in calls with those people because I was so overcome with anxiety, like so utterly debilitated by anxiety that was caused by, you know, being on hormones, but also, you know, not having the substances I was relying on to deaden my anxiety, you know, made me realize how much less anxious of a place the world could be, you know, when you were under the influence of drugs. Like, I really had no context for, I'm just wandering in bee tunnels now, for, you know, how different you could feel. And then, you know, I got kind of addicted to that feeling. Dude, the bomb is fucking out here. Fuck! But fucking hell, what am I even saying? What am I trying to say? Oh, fuck. Like, I really had no context for that, right? And then, you know, after getting it, I guess I got kind of addicted to that feeling. But, you know, I went like a year, more or less, without using. You know, I had a couple slip-ups. Just a couple. But for that whole time I was transitioning, I had all this stress, and I was completely anhedonic. Like, no pleasure to speak of. I couldn't feel fucking any pleasure whatsoever. Zero. None. And, I was just, you know, completely and totally dependent on these people I was in these relationships with, and it was like totally fucking like it was just fucking everything up, I guess. Yeah, it was just, why is, oh, we finally won something, okay. But no, it was just totally fucking everything up, I guess. And, like, after all that was said and done, like, I almost kind of wished that I kept being a drug addict, because at least when I was a drug addict, I was lashing out way less, you know? I feel like while sober, I just became completely and totally unbearable, but I think part of what drove me to drink and use drugs so much in the first place was that, you know, I was really pretending to be someone that I wasn't, in an attempt to, like, fill all of these, like, gender identity expectations. And also, I was with people who I felt unhappy with, like, really deeply unhappy with. And I was just kind of forcing myself to stay with them because I didn't want to be alone. But I had no idea how to be in relationships like those with people I didn't really like, without just being fucking wasted all the time. And it didn't end well, but, like, also I didn't know how to be a person without being fucking wasted all the time. Like, I have to constantly stop myself from lashing out or doing the wrong thing or doing some fucked up thing. But the thing is, like, what I said to my friend No today, like, I said, you know, drugs don't really help that much, because I have the option of drinking alcohol right now, but I don't think I'm going to. And then I said, why? I said, the reason I'm not going to is because I would just get disinhibited. Oh, Osaka syndrome with the most eliminations. Isn't that wonderful? You know, I would just get disinhibited and then emotional, and I would complain to you about my emotional problems, and it's like, well, that's not really helping them or fixing them, right? And he was like, yeah, you're right, but I just remember when I was doing those lines of heroin every day, and I it's like all of my fear, all of my worries, all of my depression, it was just gone. I just, like, all of my desire to be with other people as well. You know, I went from feeling so profoundly lonely to just feeling, like, warm and happy and content and okay. It's just like everything was okay. And it's like, now I'm back in a world where I don't feel okay. Like, I'm on holiday right now. You know, you're on holiday and, like, everything, like, you're supposed to be happy on holiday. You're supposed to be enjoying yourself. And I just feel completely and utterly miserable. Like, not even things that make me happy make me feel happy. I have all these plans and all these ambitions, but I fail to understand how I can actualize them when I just have no motivation. And today, I've continued to relive. I've continued to relive this memory of. You know, yesterday, I was super sleep deprived, and I was walking in London. I thought the cars had stopped for me. I didn't realize. And what happened was there was actually just a whole other road that cars were going down. I was like a car was like an inch away from me. I almost got ran over. He turned and swiveled really fast and run me over. And it wasn't just me who almost got ran over. There were other people who started walking because they saw me walking. And, like, I just got yelled at by these British folks who were, you know, on the other side, and I think some of the ones who were driving, like, you're not supposed to walk in the road, you know, when the don't walk light is on. And I guess it's like no one probably even remembers that interaction, but I do. Like, I just feel so ashamed of myself. Like, what was I doing? And I mean, I know what I was doing. I was sleep deprived, and I was trying to get home, and I didn't have a good sense of my surroundings, but none of that really matters when you do something irresponsible. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck! That was... How did we fuck that up? How did we fuck that up? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to keep worrying my friends by being a drug addict, and I don't want to keep putting myself in danger, putting myself at risk of criminalization, and all this other stuff. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, this is like one of the hardest things I've ever done. This is for certain one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't know how I did it in the past. I think I barely did it in the past. And that was like over a year of me. All I thought about was drugs. Like, I was miserable. I was completely anhedonic. I try to get on antidepressants and this kind of stuff. And it's like, it just makes me feel less things. Like, it makes me behave in a more stable way, but it doesn't actually work, you know? I don't know what's going to work. I sincerely don't. I don't know what's going to work for me. Like, should I just kill myself? Like, maybe I should. Like, oftentimes I think, you know, if I drove everyone away who loves me and cares about me, then I'll be free to do whatever I want to myself. I'll be free to end my own life. I'll be free to destroy my life in any particular way I want to. Just throw myself down the drain. And it's tempting sometimes, but I always get pulled back from that state of mind because I come to think that the pain of pushing all those people away is too much for me to bear. Oh, fucking Russians on CSGO. How do I find the words? When I was on SSRIs when I was 16, it's not like it made me less depressed. It made me less anxious, sure, but it also made me feel way less. It made me care way less about other people. And so, you know, when I would have these impulsive moments where I was like, you know, I just want to push everybody away and then have no people in my life anymore, you know, suddenly I felt like I had the power to, because I didn't care about fucking anything anymore, you know? Like, I took down 2 guys. Yeah, it felt like almost empowering, like, yeah, suddenly I could just act like I don't give a shit about anyone or anything. AFK. I can push everybody away if I want to. That's what I thought. And, well, I did that at the time. And, well, there were some poor results, let's just say that. It led to some poor outcomes. Say that for sure. Fuck. Got him. Look at that, I won us a round. Huh. The fucking Russians in this game, I don't know. Okay. Is this content you want to watch or listen to? I don't even know anymore. Like, I'm just trying not to kill myself, I guess. Like, I do things and I interact with people and I go on holiday and all this new fun stuff happens and I'm just like still emotionally in the same place. Like, just, oh, I want drugs. You know, I want to turn my brain off. I want to not think and all this stuff. And it's like, does anything really, truly work for me? I have to wonder. That fucking piece of shit. Let's see if this guy can pull us through. I don't think he's gonna be able to. You can hear him moving. I just play the same map in this game infinitely. He's planting the bomb. Shoot. Dude, shoot him if he's planting the bomb. Okay. Okay. This guy has been winning so many rounds for us. That guy shouldn't have planted the bomb. I think if he didn't plant the bomb, he could have, like, sneaked over and took out our guy. I think he would have been sloppy, but I don't need this, buddy. Alright. Yeah, I have some plans for the future, but I don't want to talk about them on video because I feel like either people would try to sabotage them because there's like a not insignificant cabal of people online who really don't want me to succeed, really don't want me to be happy, really don't want me to get better. And so, like, I don't really want to empower them by, like, giving me I don't know, giving them like new ways to take shots at me. And also, I don't want to get the dopamine release of talking about all these plans. Even though I don't think I would get a dopamine release from talking about it. I would just feel like I'm falling into some kind of fatalistic trap. Yeah, we're fucked. But oh, Osaka Syndrome with the most eliminations in this game. Isn't that something? I've been getting most or second most just about every time I've played. You know, people shit on me. Surrender? Ah, we can still make this up. Fuck you. We can make it up. Fuck, where are my words? No, I was about to say I don't want to get the dopamine release, but the thing is, like, I'm long past being able to get a dopamine release from just talking about a plan because I'll just feel like it's gonna fail. Like, I'm so past the point of believing in myself because I'm at an age now where I feel like it's not worth having any ambition. Like, I felt like that after I turned 18. After I turned 18, I was like, well, my life is just fucked. You know, the rest of my life is just fucked. And I'm worthless. Now, that's how I thought, and that's what I felt. And, you know, I'm on disability again for being mentally ill and psychotic and suicidal. And so, you know, if I wanted to, I would never have to work again. But that's not even the life that I want. Like, this fucking sucks, this right here. You know, like, I want to be able to go to trade school. I want to be able to get a job. I want to be able to do all these things that, like, normal people do. I don't, you know, I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel, like, totally and utterly debilitated, you know, crippled. I don't want to feel like that. No way. Oh, fuck. I just want to be and feel normal. But I don't. I'm not normal. And you know, whatever's wrong with me, I just want it to go away. Is how many different ways can you say I'm depressed? I feel like, you know, I've almost been running some kind of social experiment. A YouTuber tries to find as many different ways to say that they're depressed. That's all I know how to say sometimes.